All right. So hopefully everybody's having a great day. Alex and I are going to dive over and dive into. We get asked a lot about what are the best foods to eat before you work out. How can you maximize workouts? Do you eat anything during, or do you sip on anything? And what do you do post workout? What's ideal and what's optimal? So I figured we could share what we do with clients and what we've done in the past, but generally speaking, what we prefer to do. So what about you, man? Are you a eat before workout kind of guy? Do you fast? What's your approach?
This depends on my goals for sure, right? For the longest time, I've been doing my workouts like pretty early in the morning, and I just like if I do my morning workout, I don't eat before.
Mm,
I just eat after. I try to get a good high protein meal in after. Right now, it's been a breakfast burrito, so I'll just load it up with eggs,
nice.
meat, cheese. I'll put an avocado in there. So a little bit of carbs, a little bit of like high protein. That's what
Yeah.
I've been doing for a while now. Before the work, if I were to have in the past, sometimes like I would have a goal, like it's like I'm trying to like really, get my strength up, right? If that's the case, then I would have, some sort of like carbohydrate before,
Hmm.
like a banana was something I would generally go to, or like a granola bar, something that would kind of get me going, give me a little bit of energy going. But I found I eat like pretty late at night, like not too late, but like 7 to 8 p.m., sometimes a little bit later. And then I go to bed like 10. So it's not I generally got a little bit of something in me in the morning anyway when I work out. So I don't have too much trouble getting that energy. How about you?
I'm the same, dude. We're pretty similar in that regard. I usually try to shut eating down and be done by 6:45, 7-ish. It goes past that sometimes. But I really like eating dinner around 5:30, 6-ish, and then allowing myself to digest so I can get some good quality sleep, because I think that's the best pre-workout. If I get a good night's sleep and I go hit the pre, because I work out at 6 a.m., right? So 6 in the morning. So I don't eat. I'm not a huge fan to eat in the morning. Occasionally I'll do a pre-workout, but and like you said, it really just depends on the goals. And so prior, when I used to like really, really train and do competitions and stuff, I would train in the afternoon. So I've had food in me up until, noon. And so before that, I would always try to time it 2 to 3 hours before. One of my favorite things, one of my favorite go-tos was like this chocolate rice cake. It's like a Quaker chocolate rice cake, has like little chocolate chips in it. I slice up some banana on it and then put some honey on it. And so
Oh
just
yeah.
super quick, digestible carbohydrates that I could use. And I would just get like crazy pumps from that. And it was awesome. Or if I did oatmeal, I would do that. If I had it, if I was going to eat breakfast before I trained. Um, Fruit was really good, but even just stuff like quick sugary stuff too. Anything that's going to digest quick and you can be readily available in the blood system to use that glycogen was great. So that was just one of my favorite things. But yeah, right now I train first thing in the morning and I just use the stored carbohydrates that I have from the dinner and the day before. So and I feel great during my workouts. So it's not like you like have to. I was very traditional in that sense. Like I was like, yo, you have to have food before you train, and it's like, no, you don't. Like I train fasted all the time, So it's like it just really just depends on the individual, their preference. Now, if you feel like you're tanked in your workouts, then yeah, you might want to consider like what Alex and I are talking about, having some carbs before, like you'll get crazy pumps. Like if you time it right, like you will feel a difference for sure. Absolutely. And I've done that too, where I've missed a morning workout and had to do it later in the day, and I've had a chance and opportunity to have some food in me, some fruit, some carbs, and like those workouts are different, dude. Like I feel like a beast during those workouts. So it just really depends on the time of day you train. But yeah, that's what I do. What about, do you do anything like intra workout, BCAs, or anything like that?
No, I
Me
haven't been
neither.
on that. Not a big fan of that. And I
Yeah.
wanted to talk a little bit about the post workout stuff too, because I think that's a huge
Yeah.
thing, especially with guys. It's like, oh, if I don't eat protein within 30 minutes of my workout, then, and I used to be in this camp. I was like,
Me too. Me
wanting
too.
to get like protein. It's like, oh,
Get out of my way.
and
Yeah.
then at least it's not like wasted. And I
Yeah.
know there's been tons and tons of studies that have came out that as long as you're
Depunt.
eating the enough protein throughout the day, you're
Yeah.
fine. And so for anybody who has been going with that narrative, just know that it's not true and it's been
Yeah.
debunked by science many,
I
many.
used to. Dude, I was on that bandwagon.
I used
That
to
was
do it
me.
too. And now I'll like even, sometimes if I'm after a workout, I'll go on like a walk or something,
Yeah,
or, it's not, I'm not too locked into that anymore. I just know it's not true, but it is easy to like bro science, it's like the bros out there will have always preached that for a long period of time. And I think that was probably a narrative by protein companies to get you to,
for sure.
that's the only way you're going to eat. Like a lot of times, if you're going to the gym, the only way you're going to possibly get 30, like within 30 minutes, is if you have a pre-made meal with you, or if you have protein
Yeah,
powder and you're ready to go. So,
yeah,
but no, to go back to what you were saying before is, no, I don't do anything intra workout. Uh, I think, like you said, this is a pretty simple thing from me when I think about this, and when I've preached this to clients in the past and in Facebook groups and stuff like that. It's really like, find out how you get the best workout. Right? It's like, how do you feel your best going into the workout? And this could take some trial and error of, are you somebody who likes to be fasted? A lot of people do, especially if you're working out early in the morning. Now, the later in the day, I would challenge you probably to get some food in before you work out, just because the less fuel you have, if you haven't eaten in 12, 14, 16 hours, it's just going to be tough for me to believe you're going to have that good of a workout. Or you're leaving stuff on the table for sure. You're probably going to run out of energy a little bit quicker. And so you'll want to do a little bit of trial and error. And then when it comes to post workout, it's like also the same thing. It's like, first off, just prioritize protein. Probably going to want to have a little bit of carbohydrates. That's going to help with that cortisol response, bring you back down a little bit after, helps with recovery as well. I know a lot of people are scared of carbs, but carbs are really, really good, especially if you're very, very active. It's going to help a lot with that recovery. And I like to, you were mentioning kind of on the recovery side as well. I like to make sure I'm getting some stretching in
yeah,
post workout. If I can, if I have access to a gym, a sauna is ideal, but I haven't done that in a little while. I'm probably going to try to get back into the actual gym here soon. And then most of that reason is because of the sauna. I just want to get back in the sauna groove, especially after we were talking about saunas and
I
all the
know.
benefits. And
I'm still
just
looking.
yeah, it made me remember though. Like I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was like awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I think post workout, just keep it as simple as possible. Get your carbs in, get your protein in. If you can delay fats a little bit, that, just allow the carbs and protein to go through your system, you could totally do that. But it's not that serious. And like you said, I think the most important thing is within the 24 hours, making sure that you're getting an adequate amount of protein and carbohydrate. That's most important, right? Like you have to do that first, more so than it is the window of like the timing that you get it in. Just look at it simple like this. If you're doing strength training, you're predominantly going to, your energy fuel sources are going to be predominantly driven by glycogen, carbohydrate, right? So making sure you have enough before heading into your workout, whether it's like Alex and myself, the night before, we have plenty of stored glycogen in our muscles, right? Like in our fat tissue, like in your body, you have enough muscle glycogen to be able to use for your workout. You will deplete it, assuming you work and you train hard and you train with intensity. So replenishing that post workout and getting carbohydrates is going to be ideal. You also want to, if you can, it's ideal to start your recovery process quick, right? So protein, that's why we say protein and carbohydrates. The reason I say if you want to get nuanced with it and delay fat is so that you can get the carbs and the protein in your system quick and not have your body solely focused on digesting and processing fats just a little bit slower. That's all. Is it a deal breaker? No. Can you have fat post workout? Yeah, absolutely you can. But if you wanted to like nuance it a little bit, you could. You're just replenishing your storage and you're trying to start your recovery process, so that you can continue to repair the muscle tissue so you can keep building and compounding and doing it over and over and over. And so just simplify it. Keep it super simple.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I think that's about all I got, man. It's not
Yeah.
anything crazy. Like you said, simplify your approach. You figure out how you best have the best workout. If that's fueled, if that's with fasted, awesome. Try it out, and then post workout, prioritize protein. Get a quality meal in. I've always been a fan of. You feel so much better when you get like quality foods in, whole foods. And so prioritize. You can prioritize chicken. You can prioritize eggs or egg whites, meat, veggies, stuff like that is going to be rice. Like that's a good one as well. Prioritize those things, and you'll be well on your way to recovering, and then getting a quality amount of protein in throughout the day. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure that you at least subscribe and follow our podcast just so that you don't miss any of our future Monday, Wednesday, Friday episodes. And if this one could be helpful for somebody that you know, just send it on over to them. We do appreciate you. Thank you guys for listening and watching every week. We will be talking to you soon.